Hey there, and welcome back again to YAS, a stripper podcast. On this podcast, we'll discuss how classifying each other as people and workers is dangerous to society and marginalized groups of people. We'll also talk about the climate in and outside of the strip clubs and all of the amazing things that strippers do. And of course, we'll talk about all of the things in between. I'm your queen, A.M. Davies, and this is YAS, a stripper podcast. Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of YAS, a stripper podcast. As you can tell, we are currently not filming in the studio. We are filming remotely from our homes. That's because today's date is March something. I think it's like March 25th or whatever. And we're like in the middle of the coronavirus situation. And so we had to figure out technology and kind of do this workaround and be doing these podcasts remotely for however long we have to do that. And we're really not sure. And, it's definitely disrupted our lives. And it's made us have to think on our feet. And something that I found really interesting about this coronavirus is, for me, particularly in the beginning, I basically had my fingers in my ears, and I was like not listening and not paying attention. And because I didn't want to deal with it. My life was great moving along as it was, and it just didn't seem that much of a threat. And that, I feel like, is sort of a theme that's happening in the strip club industry right now, all across the board, all across the states. We're seeing actions being taken by employers and owners of strip clubs and managers that just, there's a lot of red flags. There's a lot of weird things. They're not adapting. They're not talking to us, and they're not giving us the proper information. Does that sound like something that you are experiencing right now? And so, with seeing these things that are happening in the industry, before things get out of control, we really have to take back the power, and we have to organize, and we have to unify, and we have to pay attention to what our employers are doing and saying and how they're treating us. And so, I say all of that to say, to introduce you to our next two guests. This will be the first time that we have two guests and not just one. And today we have Teddy and Malice, who are both ex-dancers at the very famous Cheetahs here in Hollywood, California. Hi, ladies. How are you? Can you please say hi to the audience?
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah. So, ladies, how are you guys doing in your prospective homes right now? Malice, you're in Hollywood with me, right? You're somewhere in
Yep.
Hollywood? Yeah.
Yep. I live right off Hollywood Boulevard, right where all the tourists typically are. Today,
Yeah.
I walked around and I saw, really, I think only like 2 or 3 clusters of tourists, and that's good. The rest were just the regular homeless people that are always out there.
Yeah.
And I kind of like to, I walk my dog around the neighborhood and I avoid that street usually, but I kind of have been sort of monitoring the homeless situation because I just want to see how some of them are doing, because some of them I
Yeah.
see every day. So I've been kind of checking in with some of them and keeping my
Yeah.
distance, but still just
Of
kind of
course.
eyeballing and seeing if they're okay.
Yeah, I love that. I do the same in my neighborhood, check in on them because they're just as a part of the community as anybody else. So I love that you're doing that. And
Mm.
Kayla, are you still over there in Texas right now?
I am. I'm in like bumfuck, Texas right now. Not that bumfuck. It's pretty close to Austin. But
Okay.
where I am is really quiet. The whole county is in like shelter in place right now. So everyone's
Yeah.
mostly at home during the day. The only thing open are like grocery stores and liquor stores and like essential services.
Yeah.
So I've just been here kind of hiding out, keeping an eye on stuff. It doesn't really look like anyone here is getting too antsy or too weird just yet, but you never know.
Okay. Yeah, and just so our audience knows, you weren't living in Texas up until recently. You were living here in Los Angeles and dancing at Cheetahs before they closed recently. So I just want to make sure that, yeah. So just make sure they know all the details and stuff like that. Yeah. So I really want to talk about, first of all, really quick, Malice, I'm wearing your T-shirt.
Yes.
The one with the tits on it. I really, when I look at myself in the video wearing this shirt, I feel like I'm topless.
Hmm.
It's really amazing. Yeah. And these are a picture of your actual boobs, right?
Yeah, I will admit that the photographer enhanced them a little bit with shading. with some shadowing and made them look a little more I think a little bigger and rounder, but yeah, they definitely my tits are like that nice some days.
Totally. Well, I'm a 34 double D.
No, nice.
And so your boobs look like that big and they look amazing on my boobs. Your tits on my tits. Amazing.
Love it, love it.
Yeah, and also like is it like okay if I make a shirt like this, like of my tits?
Um,
Like I definitely would do a different design, but
I don't own the rights to that. That was actually a design that I stole from Seditionary's shirt, like the shirt that Sid Vicious used to wear. Um,
okay.
it's like that's an old punk rock shirt knockoff, and definitely anyone has the
Okay.
right to make that shirt. So,
I just want to, pay respects and be cool about, I don't want to just
hey,
steal your idea. Okay, tight.
free the nipple, free the nipple.
Tight, tight. All right, I'm going to do it. Okay, Teddy, where are yours? Where's your boob shirt?
I don't have it right now. I don't know where it is. I haven't unpacked all my stuff, but I have like 30 million pieces of Malice gear that I'm wearing constantly because it's all really cute.
Yeah,
I
no,
want to
I'm
wear my
talking
kitty
about
shirt.
but your actual titty shirt of your tits. Have you ever thought of doing yours?
No, but they are like really good looking. I mean, not to be
They
conceited, but I
are.
have a solid pair, so I probably should slap them on a shirt.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and for those of you who can't see us really quick, I just want to confirm that I am indeed wearing a shirt of Malice's nude boobies on my person, and it's amazing. And so if you can't see it, you should definitely be watching the YouTube videos so that
And
you can see what we're talking about.
And I can also confirm, as a person that used to work with Teddy, that she has quite a perfect set of titties that like would
Amazing.
fit perfectly in your hand and are the most firm, perfect size nipple titties that you could ask for.
Oh my
Thanks
God,
for
I love
confirming
that.
we cup them.
That brings up so much for me. That something, because now that we're on the subject, we're going to stick here for just a minute. Like, because you work together. And so, like, something that has happened for me over the years as a stripper is like really kind of like exploring each other's bodies in like this very friendly, like curious, but like cute way. Not like we're like playing doctor or anything, but like you said, like we often are like, oh, can I like feel that or touch that? And like we ask each other to like, do you guys have you experienced that same thing?
Oh, 100% all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, like we motorboat each other in the dressing room and smack ass, but all with consent, always asking first.
Always, always.
Hmm.
Yeah. I asked a dancer once in the dressing room. She was standing over me and I was sitting and she just had like just the most beautiful pair of breasts. And I was like, oh my God, your tits are so amazing. Can I motorboat you? And she's like, no. And I was like, okay, okay, fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I asked, and she said no. And then we just moved on, but she wasn't into it. But all like always ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Even stripper to stripper. Yeah.
Mhm.
So let's talk about cheetahs a little bit. So I'm gonna give a short backstory, and then I'm gonna have you guys fill in the pieces. But basically, you were working at Cheetahs for years, and out of nowhere, you lost your job overnight, and were forced to figure out a new life and a new way to make money. Can you fill us in on those details? What was that like? What happened? Start from the beginning.
Once again, I like Teddy to start because she's really good at details.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. You start us off.
Okay, so the best summary is, as we said, Malice and I had been working there for a while. Malice had been working there the longest. Malice was at Cheetahs for like a decade, right? And
Yeah.
I was a little baby. I hadn't been there for as long, but we were all there for a while, all pretty settled. And then there were always like rumors and whispers about, oh, they're going to sell it, they're going to sell it. But it had never really happened or come to fruition, so no one really thought about it. But then last November, in November of 2019, I came to work on a Saturday. Ooh, let me look at a calendar because I gotta think dates. I think Last time I said it was like Saturday the 13th. Creepy. No, okay, it was like Saturday the 9th. And so I came to work,
Okay.
and Malice was actually the first person to talk to me. And Malice was like, hey, Bobby, who is the owner, Bobby told me to tell everyone that we were going to be closing for 2 weeks for renovations. And when we came back, we would all still have our jobs. Like, don't freak out, but we're closing for 2 weeks starting next week. And like, Bobby didn't even tell this us himself. He only told Malice to tell every other girl that came in. So it was kind of like a game of telephone. As someone came into work, we had to be like, hey, look out, we're closing for 2 weeks. Allegedly, we're getting our jobs back. I didn't think we were getting our jobs back, even from then. I didn't believe it. But
Right.
then on Monday, the 11th, we all had a app that we used to clock in because Cheetahs got onto the new employee law late, but they did eventually, I think they were eventually forced to comply. So we had an app that we used to clock in and track our hours and track like our money. And so we got a message on that app from our manager, Nick, who is the owner's son. And it went to every girl at Cheetahs. And it said that we were closing for 2 weeks, but when we reopened, Cheetahs would reopen under new management. And they didn't say fired. They're really careful to not say fired. What they did say is that you can discuss new potential employment opportunities with the new management and come pick up your check on Tuesday night. And it's been fun. See you guys later. Was basically the summary of the text we got. And just pandemonium, of course, erupted because it was just like a week or so after the first of the month. Nobody had any money. As I said, this was literally in 2 days warning. They were like, hey, you're not working anymore.
Yeah, and the other thing that I think our audience should understand, especially if they don't understand the strip club scene in Los Angeles, is very specific, right? So you've got your bikini clubs, which are like totally different from the nude clubs. And here in Los Angeles, there's really nothing in between. There unless you're like going all the way to the west side and dancing at Plan B, there's no topless option. There's only nude, which we can get into later about what the nude clubs are like in LA, but it's a totally different spectrum of stripping than dancing at the bikini clubs. And there's very few bikini clubs in LA. So if you lose your bikini club job in LA and you're accustomed to that type of dancing, then what are your other options? Like, let me ask you, what was going through your head? Malice, you understand the scene in Los Angeles as
Right.
much as
Well,
I do. What did you feel like your option was when that happened?